It's in the game.
Need another life, give me a break. Need another life, oh, need another life, give me a break. Need another life,
Manchester United have won 100% of their games since the return from the winter break in the Women's Super League. It really is going to come down to that matchup between them and Chelsea at Old Trafford. Today, they look to continue their record in Villa Park. So, we're at the business end of the Women's Super League. By my counting, I believe we have 7 games left. And Manchester United might be keeping up their end of the bargain when it comes to the title race, but I think it's becoming increasingly likely that they will be looking for favours from Chelsea's opponents. I believe it is either this week or the next that they could be hoping for a favour from Manchester City that would stall Chelsea's points a bit. Still a bit of a 4 or 6 points in it between the top 3. It is really realistically between Chelsea and Manchester United, but Manchester City are still in with an outside shot with that game coming up relatively soon. That could really decide who the title will go down to when it comes to the final day. Manchester United just need to keep winning. That is their end of the bargain, and they're doing it very well. Since the winter break, I think they have won pretty much every single game so far. And it's fair to say, as we've said plenty of times this season, the new signings have been absolutely influential in United's surge. And most of them are starting today with Kingsbury, of course, in goal. She's made a namesake for herself there the whole time. Star of the future, possibly Zara Somali, makes the bench today, as it is a more traditional all lineup aside from Ella Toone and Hayley Ladd, who is still out with injury. I believe Marla was another, or Jeze's the other. So United have a bit of an injury crisis on their hands, but they're persevering through it, and we believe Ella Toone will probably be the first to come back, maybe in about, I would say, about 3 weeks or 4 weeks' time. I think we'll see her after Manchester United's next game. We should start to see her, and maybe Hayley Ladd coming back as well. And United need them, but they also need favours from others. And like we said, they're looking at that game against Manchester City. Sorry, we had to make a cut there. That kind of threw me off. But yeah, so as we said, Manchester City had that game against Chelsea coming up. They could also throw themselves into the title race and also do United a favour or two. It's definitely going to be a very interesting last 7 weeks of this Women's Super League season. It looked like a foregone conclusion at one point, with Chelsea leading by about, I think it was 5 points. But like we said, since the winter break, United have been an unstoppable surge, winning almost every single game, if not every single game, and continue to do so, even with their biggest kind of contributors out. And there's another one who's pretty big recently, and that's Elizabeth Taylor coming in for Jose and Ella Toone, which have been United's prolific scorers. But she's come in and grabbed a few goals for herself. She's looking to get one now, but that shot is deflected away. And away come Aston Villa. Well, I think Villa, in most recent years, definitely in the Premier League, have been a bit of a bogey team for United in the past. We'll have to see and hope, maybe Villa fans will be hoping that that kind of hits them today. But Manchester United seem all-round unstoppable at the moment. Nothing seems to really phase or stop them, even if they're conceding the odd goal or two. And the Tissier and Turner. Turner actually fell over after the initial pass there. I think it threw the Tissier off. I think she expected Turner to run by her and get back into some space, but that didn't happen. And we're back again as the headset I was just wearing to kind of help me kind of hear the game. Disconnected for a moment, but we're right back, and Marlon is already on the attack. And Gonzalez actually makes a good save. The equipment malfunction here in the commentary box, but we fixed it, and we're back with the action. Leo Galton, a bit of a set-piece specialist this season, but corners, very much like Arsenal in the Premier League this season, have been Manchester United's Achilles heel. I think it's something about title challenges, probably not liking corners so much. But Manchester United and Arsenal in particular have excelled in many other areas, including scoring goals. All except for Marlon there. There's a great burst of pace there by Marlon, and she was in actually a perfect position to score, but just didn't fall her way there. I'm sure my good buddy Mers YT13 is watching on with anticipation today. Enzo women's team. You support all ends of your club you support. I certainly do. And, it is a bit of an honour to be commentating back on Manchester United matches after a few years out. Well, I was playing at the time, obviously, but I didn't have to avoid bias completely. I just decided to do that for the Premier League's sake. Even though the likes of Gary Neville still do tend to do commentaries over Manchester United matches, so maybe I wouldn't have had much of a problem there, actually, now that I think about it. But obviously Roy Keane is a big mainstay in the Sky Studios for United games too. So I think now that I'm looking back on it, maybe that bias wouldn't have been such of an issue, really. Here's Tilland, and that's a goal. And 1-0, it's another goal for Elizabeth Tierland, who's really stepped up well since Alatoon and Jose went down, who were Manchester United's top scorers at one point, but now Tierland really seems to be catching up to them. I believe with that goal today, she's probably within about 4 or 5 of them now, so another goal for her and another lead for Manchester United that they don't look like relinquishing right now. And the air of inevitability has hit Aston Villa today. Manchester United just simply on another level, trying to just keep up with Chelsea as much as they can. And they've done well there, leading by a goal to 0. Not really sure what the competition record is for the Super League. We don't really... obviously, it's still relatively new. Here's Tillen with another shot. Oh my goodness me! Tillen gets another immediately after the first, and is much more of a rocket this time around. Tillen is on fire. Look how much space she has here. I think she was almost encouraged to shoot. Took it on, bag. Nothing Gonzalez could do about that one. And, well, stopping this Manchester United side is proving a bit of a tough task for most teams lately. It could come down to that game at Old Trafford between Chelsea and Manchester United later this season, which is one of the last games of the year. And I think it's becoming a crucial story in this title race. That's Terland's 10th goal of the season. I think that puts her almost level by about 3 or 4. From Jose and Toon ahead of her. Manchester United, very much from here, could probably just cruise to the finish line. And the referee was actually seen to play advantage there. I'm not sure what the Aston Villa player would have done wrong. It's Aston Villa's Turner. And now Marlon's got the ball. Let's tell it again, and now Northland's good save on the keeper as Manchester United continue to bomb forward and get as many goals as possible. Let's go to another corner. Gonzalez plucks it out of the air ahead of Janssen. Here's Paul Thomas. Janssen is having to sprint back. And she's done very well there to get back there, actually. Mondale. A lot of space down the left side here. Into Marlon. Marlon tried to poke it back in towards Galton, who's coming in there, but unfortunately, it's put it out for a goal kick. And we haven't had a lot of concurrent games this year, so we can't really bring you any scores until later on in the day when all the matches are over. And Parker is another one who's tripped up, landed on the deck. Oh, that's a good tackle by Turner on Sanderberg. Now Villa need to break quickly here, and they do. Here's Hansen. This is the edge with her though. And she's giving the ball away. And Villa will be ruining that one. It's patted. And free kick to Villa, I think. No, it's apparently a free kick to United. Not really sure how or why. So the fouls have been rather questionable this year. It's a great pass from Sanderberg to Watson, and now Galton. United playing some pretty football, but all that Thomas has got there. It's Leon. Oh, picked up by Nelson. The Villa being very wasteful with the ball so far. And finds Marlon. Literally anyone could score today. Gonzalez denies Marlon that one. United superiority has completely shone through in this first half so far. Galton with the resulting corner. And this time Jansen's there, and that's the best corner they've taken all season. And Jansen can direct her header towards goal. Beautiful caller from Galton. She's a bit of a set-piece specialist. No one really knew of such specialist talents that she has, but she does have them. Fourth, given away to Tilland already. You can't give it that way, that far of the pitch. Watch try to find Marla, but unfortunately nothing doing on that one. Here's Thomas. And now Turner. Both Turners out there today. One for each side are defenders. It's a beautiful pass, and now Daly's open. It's a goal for Villa. And I'll bring them right back in it. And another clean sheet goes begging for Manchester United. He's restarted a United career with two of them. I don't think she's been able to get one since. Well, it's actually a brilliant move here from Villa, to be fair. And I think that was just well worked. It's just a good goal, really. I don't think you could really lay blame with anyone there. It's just a very well worked goal. And the lead is now cut in half. United need to re-engage. Up by 2-1 now. The first half end approaching. It's her 5th goal this season, Daly. What a ball from Blundell into Tierland, and the header is wide. That was a beautiful ball. Look at this ball from Blundell, wonderfully placed. Probably could argue that Tierland probably should be doing a little bit better. The ball was served up like that. It's rather unfortunate, to be honest. And to Thomas. This is again. Oh, Sanderberg, good tackle. Hansen. Here's Daly, and cut out there by Janssen. Good defending. And Marland is away. Tierland's with her, as is Galton. She's got options. She's going to go alone here, and she's going to score and restore United's 2-goal lead. United looking just too strong today. Also, like we said, they're keeping up their end of the deal when it comes to the title race, but no one can beat the juggernaut that is Chelsea right now. They're doing all they can. And like we said, maybe if Chelsea do win this league title, it'll probably go back to that game at Stamford Bridge where Manchester United were played out of the stadium. And that could be quite the telling point, but those two still have to meet one more time at Old Trafford later this year. United just need to keep winning until then. And that's Marlot's first goal of the season, would you believe it? Standing forward to Turner. Move again, tackled by Emma Watson. And after the player went down, Tierland was offside anyway. Yep. I would have actually liked to see that again, because I think if it came off a Villa player and ended up with Tierland, then I don't think it should have been called for offside in that instance. Here's Staniforth. Taking Blundell and now Lawson. United really have not even got out of first or second gear yet, to be honest. And now they can go forward up here, and they do. And Elizabeth Tierland with that hat-trick. And it's been a stroll in this first half for United. Splendid football. And Elizabeth Tierland is very, very quickly climbing the scoring chart. It's goal 11 for her this season now. Gonzalez just cannot keep her out. Well, over Jesse, she'd probably mostly time be on the bench, but now she's stepped up and she's getting all the goals. And I think all of Manchester United's players should be mostly back before the end of the season. It could give Mike Skinner a couple of selection headaches. But either way, I don't think it'll really affect the team too much. They're scoring for fun these days. Well, the game might be already over. Manchester United in total command despite a goal from Villa that kind of drew it back to 2-1 at the time. But Tierland already with a hat-trick in the first 45 minutes. United have been vintage. Villa 1, United 4. Welcome back to Villa Park, and you would probably be forgiven for thinking some of the Villa fans might have already headed for the exit, because Manchester United have been in total command from minute 1 more or less, and Mike Skinner is reacting to that fact. Watson has gone off, and there's even a debut, would you believe it, a Women's Super League debut for Fiona Dodds, who has come on for Kingsbury to start the second half. Mike Skinner is so confident as to his team's lead, he's actually put the second goalkeeper on. To give her a bit of a run, because she's not played since being promoted from the academy. Around the time Patel and Thomas Joyce were sold in the winter window, Fiona Dodds was called up, but then the signing of Kingsbury happened, and Dodds has been on the bench ever since. Well, she makes a good first save of her career there. Rayner has also come on. She's very highly rated, and so is this woman, Somali. She's been absolutely brilliant since being promoted herself. United full of youngsters and kids out there now. It's a beautiful ball, but no one's on the end of it, and Turner has to get the ball there. That's his agent, also now Davidson, who was signed from the free agent pool earlier, and is dancing her way into the box here, and it's a good save from Gonzalez. What a great run by Davidson that was. And now Villa get to make their substitution, first substitution in the afternoon, as Nunez comes on for Leon. Of course, that's Gabby Nunez. Confused with the Nunez that plays at Wolves, I believe, unless he was transferred recently. But yeah, so confident is Mike Skinner in his team's lead that the secondary goalkeepers come on. That's not the first time Mike Skinner has done that move this season. That's a great block out there by Janssen. Hansen here though, and headed down, very well done. Well, no matter what happens, Fiona Dodds, this will be a day she remembers forever, finally making her way into the Manchester United first team 11 today. And her job is to really just keep Villa out as long as possible. The odd goal wouldn't worry people too much. She'll obviously be taking, maybe she's been watching this season, hopefully, maybe she'll take some inspiration from the Arsenal rise of Daniel Jennings. Now, Jennings hasn't played since the game at Celtic and the Champions League, but that was the night he kept the clean sheet. So, she'll maybe take inspiration from that. It wouldn't be a clean sheet officially, because United have already conceded this afternoon. And it's still a wonderfully placed goal by Tiernan, to be fair. Did all her work in the first half, and then her work was done. And she was subbed off for Davison to begin the second. Here's Gabby Nunez. Gucho and Blundell, and it's going to be a tussle. I think United are going to get the throw. Standing for Nobbs in a Villa substitution. Rainer's gone down. And there's another one who's very highly rated in the United Academy at the moment, and United has always been a prove-it game for young players, and today three of them actually get to make their marks this afternoon. Somali already did it a game or so back. You see how Fiona Dodds can kick a ball. She certainly can. And that was a very good kick by Dodds, to be fair. A very good goal kick indeed. Right to the other side of the pitch. Almost would have got an assist for her trouble. And some knobs. Villa still pushing here, still trying to get something. Nunez is offside. Well, Manchester United playing a very high line and using that pressing style, and it seems to have really paid off lately. Here's Daly. Nunez has made our way through, and it's a good strike. And it's 4-2. That is a good shot by Gabby Nunez, to be fair. Oh, even two goalkeepers probably would have stopped that, so you can't really lay the blame at Dodd's door there. It's a good strike for Nunez, to be fair. Look at that rocket. Oh, no chance for the keeper. It's wonderfully hit. And Mike Skinner looks a little bit frustrated, but nowhere near as frustrated as he would have been at Stamford Bridge, which kicked all the goalkeeping saga off, quite frankly. And that's her first goal for the season. Bearing in mind she's only played 5 matches so far. Mostly coming off the bench as she's done today. And maybe that'll spring Villa into life a little bit. Manchester United will be hoping that's not the case. Here's Thomas. Header. Somali throwing herself at it. Certainly no fear on her. Throwing herself for the cause in front of the ball. And Nobbs. Ooh. It's a very interesting strike right there. And Thomas is going off for Sullivan. It's actually Salmon, I believe. I've got that pronunciation wrong, I do apologise. And Dale's kicked it in. And it's forced out for a Villa throw. And Gabby Nunez, Villa are certainly still in this. And that's a penalty. And, well, it could be all falling apart for Manchester United right now. Millie Turner commits the offence, and maybe you could argue, well, there's a possible argument that the ball was kicked after the foul was committed, but let's see how Dodds handles this moment. It's never as easy as it looks from 12 yards. Daly to take it, and Dodds has saved it wonderfully. Good save. And Fiona Dodds, well, despite conceding the goal earlier, that will certainly put her in good stead with Mike Skinner. Good save. And that could turn out to be a crucial one as well, because if that had gone in, the whole complexion of this game might have changed. Fiona Dodds has kept that one out. Good save. It's turning into a pretty good debut for her this afternoon. Patton. Oh, she swung at the ball, and then Turner clears it away quite hurriedly, to be honest. And it's a Villa throw. Oh my word, what a save. And here's Kibitso. Reina with a great tackle. Vanderberg. And in comes, I think that's Nelson, it is. Now, I think that's Reina who's up top there. And actually, she picked her out. It might have been, I'm not sure who that is. Somali's decided to stay back, or is that Lundell maybe? They're like on forward. And a poor mistake, and here's Gabby Nunez. A good save from Fiona Dodds. And she's growing in confidence with every passing minute here this afternoon. Another good save. Well, are we seeing the future of Manchester United? We know Kingsbury is getting up in there in years a bit. She's still a sensational goalkeeper in her own right, however, but if she was to move on, maybe into retirement, Fiona Dodds will be getting the first sighting of her. Certainly very good debut so far for her this afternoon, even if she has let one in. She saved 2 very good shots. There's Nobbs. Oh, and another good save. Well, she is drawing inspiration from Daniel Jennings. He played very well against Celtic in the Champions League for Arsenal. And here is another substitution. Olsen's going off for Clinton. Mike Skinner. For the final 10 minutes of today's game. And Villa are still down by 4 goals to 2. And mostly because Fiona Dodds is having a very impressive debut thus far. Now, United coming away on a break here. Alton's found Rayner. Oh, Rayner's done brilliantly. And here she comes. Is he going to shoot? Oh, it's a great save from Gonzalez. And here's Davidson now. And wonderful save. The goalkeepers are having a very good second half. Salvin. Darling. Darling and Daly. And that's a good pass. Salmon now into the box towards, I think it was Nunez. Diving header. Wasn't very accurate, unfortunately. Golden brings it down brilliantly. Into Rayner again. Now Blundell, look at the space she has. A lot of space down the left-hand side. Blundell picks out Somali. And unfortunately she ran out of space. And Somali looks up for this one. Nunez, oh, she gave it away. Could have made more of that one. Rayner, good header. Blundell trying to bring it under control. He did eventually. Find Somali. And now Galton. And now Clinton. Oh, good save. Well, United have kept the tempo. And that's why they're now up by 4 goals to 2. And Janssen with a header. Another good corner by United. Janssen heads it on the top of her head, which ended up going a little bit wide there, to be honest, like high over the bar. Well, the final 30 seconds of this game, United have been in command all day, and even Fiona Dodds has made a couple of really good saves to kind of stake her claim for the future. This Manchester United women's team that could be champions at the end of it, because they're certainly playing like it. Right now, it would be hugely unfortunate, but that game at Stamford Bridge could also be very crucial. But United still have them to face later on, and that could really truly decide where the title ends up, because I believe that's almost the penultimate, if third from last game of the season. So that could really, well and truly, decide where the title ends up at the end of the year. And that was a very late foul call there by a referee. Davison was halfway across the halfway line by the time she blew the whistle. Well, once again, United have done their part and won their game, but they need a favour from others. That is for absolute certain. It certainly ease the pressure. And Gabby Nunez should have made definitely better of that, but I think she was in an offside position anyway. Ah, she's just mistimed it. Well, spectacular almost happened there. She missed anyway, but that was a very well-timed run. Dodds puts it to the other side of the pitch, which you can ask nothing more of her to do. We're into the 4th minute, and there is no more time. And Manchester United have won again, even with a huge squad shake-up for the second half, probably for load management reasons. Mike Skinner's team's job was done in the first half, with Elizabeth Taylor getting a first half hat-trick. And all then it was all really plain sailing. But very good standout debut for Fiona Dodds, saving a penalty that could have changed the complexion had it gone in, and another decent save afterwards. United, job done. Villa 2, United 4. And let's take a look at all the scores for this weekend and what that means for the table. So I believe we start at Everton, drawing 1-1 with Crystal Palace yesterday. Leicester 2, Brighton 2. Spurs 1, West Ham 1 in a bit of a London derby of sorts. Liverpool finally getting another win on the board for this season up against Arsenal by 2-1. And, well, it was a crucial battle at the top, but Man City unfortunately could do their neighbours no favours. Chelsea won by 3-0, which means the table stays the same and City lose ground. And I think from here on out, it pretty much is between Chelsea and Manchester United with that 2-point gap, and City's loss pulls them further behind. Arsenal keep to 4th, and the West Ham, Everton, Palace, Leicester, Spurs, Brighton, and despite Liverpool's win, they're still confined to the bottom. But they have got ahead of Aston Villa now. So that's the first time Liverpool have been off the foot at the table this season.